Hello everybody, my name is Farmer Phil, and in today's video, Harvest 2025 has started without it. We are about to head up to Father Phil, have food for him, and we're going to move him on to the next farm. The reason I'm on the job is because the other pair of lads are away at silage. They're baling at the minute, rowing and baling. So they have a good, probably a bit more than half a day's baling. Eric should be back soon enough, but Brendan will be away for a good bit longer. So I've put on some good sturdy laced boots with a good high lace. The foot, how was my foot? Well, as anyone who asks how's my foot, I say it's still there anyways. We pick up the header trailer, we take the head off, and we move him to the next job. Our next field that he's cutting is for a customer. Customer will be drawing the grain himself, so I'll probably just sit there and watch him cut, and then we'll move him back to our own ground, and then we have another job to do for another customer. I think that could be later in the week. Possibility we might get straw bale this evening when Eric is back. That may be happening, may not be happening. We just kind of have to wait and see on that one. But anyways, the main thing is we get to him and we get him. We're up in the field now, so he's cut this and he's cut the inside one. Beans are out there, so the combine was parked here, and this is where he started. Now the beans are coming on very well. This is the earliest spring harvest we've ever had. I don't think we've ever started this early. We started yesterday, which is the 15th of August. Now the crop, you can tell by the quantity of straw crop poured up here now. Tonnage wise I'm not sure, but probably tight done 2 ton, I would imagine. The barley crops for us are just not great now, not great. For those of you wondering, how organised were we this year compared to every other year? Well, the header was done 2 weeks in advance of starting. The combine wasn't. The combine, he just is, with the good weather that's in it, he's like, right, we're going to go start cutting. Hadn't done anything with the combine, went started, and the dead man's was given trouble. I'd changed the dead man's and started cutting away. Now he certainly greased it and done all that, but very much use it the day you want it. So, but the header got 2 weeks. 2 weeks before we started, we had it in and he had it serviced. So, grain shed, is it ready? Not really. Not really. But we'll probably get to look at that later. Whatever about the field we were in have been not too bad. Out here was pretty abysmal. We tried re-sowing some of this later on, and I don't think it worked at all. So, looks like there's maybe 3/4 of a triffid trailer there. But you can see yourself, the quantity of straw just says it all. It's poor enough now out here, poor enough. But anyways, this field in particular, just for whatever reason, really struggled. And mostly down to the dry weather is the reason for it being so poor. The dry weather in April after sowing scalded, burnt a lot of the crop out of them. So, and I'll be straightening out fingers there now. So we're just landed onto the farm where we're going to work, so see if Father Phil will come behind me, drive through a couple of fields, but not too bad, straightforward enough. So 5 acres or something like that in here, so grand, should have it over within the hour, all going well, and then we'll be moving on to our own. The reason we went on to a customer after the first bit is because it's all kind of the one loop. So we start off outside Ballyman, you see we went through Ballyman. We're heading back for Newtown Cashel, and then we go back from Newtown Cashel back for Killashee, and then back round home, and we are done. All is cut. 200 acres to go, roughly speaking. So it's all kind of the one loop, and it's all sowed in that such a way that you start where the combine's parked, and you kind of finish up around the whole part of the combine. So it's been for the last 2 or 3 years it's been done that way. So. Anyways, so the barley is just in front of us here. Doesn't look too bad from here. So I will get myself lined up, and yeah, I'm pretty sure the gap here is wide enough. I'm like 100% sure the gap here is wide enough. So we get lined up, we get the header on, and Father Phil get that big. So all that keeps the header on in transport, these 2 pins, just pull them out and pop them in. So we'll just look at the crop while we're here. This is quite a short crop now. Well, it seems pretty good and thick. Seems to be a good plant density on it there. Average enough head. Decent sized grain in it now. And rotten ripe. Rotten ripe. So. Not looking too bad there now. He has the lifters on the combine head. So you'll see it when he lifts, there's 6 or 8 longer fingers on it there for lifting. You can see where it's a little bit straw broken across the field. They're just to help with lifting it up and getting it to flow into the combine better. So there's a right bit of dust off it. So I'd say moisture, the moisture of what was cut yesterday was 14%, and there's that panel open again. The panel is a nuisance. Not just able to keep up with the speed of the combine now. Your hands. Grab the pickup tines. So that's a good sign anyways. Auger's out, means he's ready for unloading. So there's square bale in here as well, and they were just saying the square baler hasn't been used in quite possibly 40 years, and they're just after pulling it out. They bought it locally and put it straight to work, and she's working away the finest. So for all you New Holland fans, DM135, and yes, that is our Massey trailer. So this was one handy thing about the square bales, of somewhere to sit now in the field. That's spoken up not too bad.
That's spoken up right now.
Yeah.
Right, no, just sit down. Good stuff.
Dust out and the aircon on, huh? Yeah. Harvesting in luxury here, so we are.
Yeah, 31 years of age.
Happy now you've started?
Oh yeah. We finished this year before we started last year.
Yeah. even the beans are looking well done
They're
off
good
now.
fortnight ahead of last year.
Yeah. They'll be probably,
Month's time.
yeah, be near the beginning of September rather than
Come
then.
before the plough, man.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
Bad.
You're pregnant on the plough and you have a whole heap of ploughing done.
The problem now is slurry out by the 15th of September. And
15th?
15th,
Not 30th.
no, 15th this year is enough. That's the only thing, it's earlier and the harvest being earlier. It's not like before where you can have the combining done and then put out the slurry. We'll have to try and go all done at once.
Oh, you can back your story next week.
Yeah. What do you think? You enjoying the harvest, Alfie?
Living the dream.
That's the last bit of this field. Get the head off and we'll move on to the next one. I'd say it's not how it's going to fit in the trailer.
Probably not.
Somehow or another. Anyways, right. Oh. There's a right behind the tank. I get down on Father Phil's way so you can see. Might want to go over a bit more, I'd say. One of the funniest things with the combine, you want, if you're dead center, the grain will shoot to the far side. So you need to be about a third of the way. So, everyone's bang on the money there. I'll leave him to do that. I'll go start disconnecting the header and we get her off and onto the next. And we're just ready to leave there now. So Father Phil was just saying when I was in the camp with him, I didn't think I filmed much of harvesting last year. And I didn't, because it was nearly all done over the ploughing. And I was away for the ploughing championships. So, okay. Oh, you're finished baling? Right. Okay. Right. So yeah, we didn't film much in the way of combining last year. This year will probably be different now because it'll be around for it. So, and the way things are looking, we'll be all done, as Father Phil said, by the time we start, which is mad. It's just crazy how much of a difference this year is over last year. Just warmer, better growing conditions to a point, I suppose, because we're also talking about how poor the crops are. That was just the spring, but it's just so much warmer. The crops are coming in quicker. So, anyways, let's be on to the next one, and we might get a small bit done before the dew falls. Small bit. Next farm we're going to, our next is block of ground of our own we've rented, is 20 acres. So yeah, there's half a day's cutting that, and then on to the next 20 acre block. And here we are at the next spot. So we go down the tram line here. The whole goal is to try and knock the least amount of barley, and then we lock her hard and try and square it up so Father Phil just drives in and hooks on and away he goes. Oh. Anyways, right. Oh, pins. Oh no, don't turn that in, knock the end to lift it up. Now you can turn ahead. You're one in, yeah? Alright, this side's not in, but it'll fall in at some point.
When it's going to move that trailer,
Yeah.
you swap him back up and then maybe go back to the yard and get the fucking trailer.
And we're away. 20 acres and 3 fields up here, so we'll just back this back to what he's cut. We head off, drop row back to the baler, and then I have to go home and organise tipping space in the shed because one of the loads is higher moisture. So, back it on top of the straw. Not as thick as the last bit we cut. There's a decent head, there's a good grain of barley on it. Definitely better than the first bit, and there'll be a nice bit of straw. You see a nice bulky bit of straw. It's short too, so thick enough now. Right bro, we keep going. So 6270 on the John Deere baler, the Deere John. He's the top open, so the net must be giving him trouble. The only downside I ever seen with them John 578 balers was the net, when it gave trouble, by J's it gave some trouble. And that was one of the things you'd leave that hoping if you were getting in a bit of bother so you could see it a bit better. But I didn't think it was giving bother now when it was out with hay earlier in the year. But maybe it was. I'm back to the yard. Brendan is just back from baling with the Fusion. There's no point sending him up here to bale this because there's not enough to justify sending 2 balers to it. So he's going to drop the Fusion, come up, pick up the grain trailer, the syrup grain, then bring it back, tip, sort him out, and then he's going to go to Father Phil to be able to take the grain from him. He might get cutting for another hour and a half, maybe 2 hours if he's lucky. So that wouldn't be too bad then. Moving is a bit of a killer, and the main roads especially is a killer when you're moving. It's like you'd easily take 40 acres over in a day, but it's moving it is always just slow jobs. It's such a big combine. It's a big garden. Anyways, we'll be on. We'll see what Brendan on his way for the trailer. A rough bit of a road that you can't go too hard. And we were back in the yard, just going through the farm shop because I got told one of our pet goats is sick. So I'm just going to go check on it there now. So this is the farm shop. Currently, this is the farm shop building, which has the sheets on it and walls and that. And we've the 1200 out, we've Father Phil's 20 out, we've the Perkins P4 Nutfield and the 35 out as part of go out, see the sunflowers. See the maze up the top, so anyone who is in the Longford area or just wants to come and see something to do, we're open with sunflowers and maze Monday, every day, weekdays 12 to 7, weekends 10 to 6. It's €10 an adult. Kids are free. It's free juice with some merchandise, beef and local produce. First bit of barley in the corner there. Now we haven't the grain dryer set up yet, or the man pass door in it, so it's probably going to get sheet plywood as I said it would, but whatever. So hopefully we'll get that set up next week. The load that Brendan's bringing back, well, Father Phil cut this morning, it was a bit on the dirty side. It's 20%, so I'm going to tip it this side. We're going through that. That stuff is 12 and 14%, so it doesn't need anything. Stuff he's cutting there now probably should be dry enough to go that side. We're waiting on just getting the meal shed washed out, and then we'll have that for more space, and then another shed washed, and then we should have all the space we need. Still missing sheets here. You see, the cousin got to a point where the priority became the shop, so just missed them few sheets, so you should get them stuck on it maybe next week or that. And the roller door is going into it, I think next week as well. More or less done then, apart from lights. But yeah, that's the grain shed. Grain in it. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how ready were we for this harvest? Well, we get 10 out of 10 for the header, because we had that done weeks in advance. Everything else, minus. We had this shed ready a day before we needed it. And when I mean ready, we had it cleaned out, but we still have stuff not done. The rest of the sheds haven't been washed yet. And this is the flip side. This is the time of the year when your kind of second cuts are done, drips and drabs of baling, and you get ready for harvest. But now we are harvesting because of the year that's in it with the drier weather. Crops are coming in early. and the time that we'd usually have, the 2 weeks before we'd start, we'd usually have to get ready. We didn't have this time because crops come in early. It is what it is. Maybe 1 year we'll be on time. Maybe 1 year, but it's just so nice to have the grain shed now, because it's missed out on having it last year. Just was no hope in hell of getting it done, but this year it's up now, all the way up. So I saw for Brendan there, so I'm in the 7618 traffic trailer, getting a load, Finn. So I don't know how much more you get done now this evening, but yeah. And we are back now. It is the next morning. We're just getting ready for the sunflower patch for today. There's a bit of grain in this to be tipped. I just had to check with Father Phil whether it was wet grain or dry grain. Nice, this is dry grain, so go to this side. Now the barley itself is dry enough, but the problem is you can see all them little bits of dirt in that is just bringing up the moisture, that it's 20%, so it needs to be dried. So there's no heat in it yet, but we're going to have to get the grain dryer set up next week so that it can be dried. So it's just bits that need to be done. If I had a wet day, that would be just get all them bits done, but there's no wet days in the forecast. It's looking very, very dry and pretty decent and warm. So great for the maize, the pumpkins. Grass growth you can start to see tapering off now. It's starting to get a bit too dry, but look, it'll rain at some point. Always does in this country. But yeah, so that is the start of harvest. That's the first of it home. And yeah, we're in the grain shed. Part of me would really like now if I got some of them high division walls that you could move. So the Lego blocks take up a lot of space, but you have the like a bunker wall. You put a couple of them down, you know, maybe the length of the trailer out that you could easily get either side, and you'd have that bit more comfort, especially when you have stuff that needs drying, stuff that doesn't need drying, to separate the two. That would be a good job. I'm going to have to try and convince him of that. So it's going to be interesting to see how it bucks up. Let me know in the comments, how is harvest looking in your areas? What's the moistures? What's the yields? So far, the first bit we caught was poor. The bit we caught for a customer was very good. I'd say 2.5 ton easily to the acre. The best stuff we've just moved into, maybe not quite 2.5, but not too bad now. It's a lot better than the first bit we caught. But yeah, let me know in the comments how it's fair enough for you. We're going to leave it at that for today's video. I'm going to go get this edited and get the place set up with my sister. And yeah, hope you enjoyed today's video. As always, please like and subscribe to the channel. Videos every Wednesday and Sunday. That's it from me. Good luck.